Hi guys, this is Tim from V7 Software Development. Welcome to video tutorial number 3, how to create service orders and proposals. So we're picking up where we left off last time on the main customer screen. Since then I've entered a couple more customers to give us something to work with while we're creating service orders and proposals. So the first thing we want to do is select the customer that we wish to create a service order or proposal for. So I'm going to go through here and just select customer number 2. It's number 2 of 3, Don Mitchell. Now these other tabs are all linked to the customer tab. Whichever customer you select on the customer tab, these tabs are going to show all the service orders, proposals, and agreements for that customer and that customer only. So we've selected Don Mitchell. Now let's look at Don Mitchell's service orders. There are none. So what we're going to do is create one. As always, the first thing we're going to do is click the Create New Record button, which is the little green plus sign down here. It's going to ask us for CSR, and it's going to ask us for the job location. Now, there is only one job location entered in the system for Don Smith, our customer, so we'll select that one and click Continue. You'll see that the service order automatically populates with all of Don Mitchell's information. We have first name, last name, the company, job contact name, if any, the job address, city, state, zip, phone number. Now notice on this screen, this is the job address. The billing address is not on the service order screen because that is on the customer's main record here on the customer screen. In this case, they happen to be the same. So we're going to come down to the service request box. This is an important area. This is where you enter the nature of the service call, what needs to be done. For instance, customer complaining of noise from attic fan. Moving on down, we have residential and commercial. That's already carried over from the main screen. So that's good. Now we want to enter the time and date for the service call. Once you've worked that out with the customer, we're going to go ahead and input it here. We'll select the date, and we can click one of these quick links here. Let's say it's a installation that's going to be a 3-day job. Just click the 3D button. It automatically puts it in the calendar for 3 days. Let's say this is just a quick 1-hour service call. Nothing too long. Just all be done in 1 day. So we're going to make the start and the end date the same day. 2/24/2/24. Start time and end time. Say we've arranged with the customer to arrive at 1 p.m. And we're going to estimate that call is going to be maybe in 1 hour and 15 minutes. So we're going to put end time at 2:15 p.m. We also have the quick link buttons down here. And what these do is they will give you a morning time window, afternoon time window, day or evening. Let me demonstrate that for you. Click AM, and that'll give you a time frame of 8 a.m. to 12. Click PM, that'll give you a time frame of 12 noon to 6 p.m. If you just want to give them a time frame throughout the day, the entire day, this will give you one 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Or if you want to give them an evening window, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Or as I already showed you, you can enter a specific time between 1 and 2, whatever the case may be. Next, we're going to go over to the schedule, and we're going to send this to the schedule. We're going to put it on the schedule. Now we have two options here, the built-in schedule or Outlook. We're not going to talk about Outlook right now. We're going to use the built-in schedule. We're going to review, make sure our dates and times are correct, and that our service request is correct. Once everything's entered, we're going to send it to the schedule. We're going to come right down here, click send. Schedule is not running. It will be started and minimized to your taskbar. Okay. Now we're going to get the appointment box pop up, and we're going to review again. We're going to have subject, which is service call, customer Mitchell at Acme Tool and Die, and they have an appointment ID. With every call you put on the schedule, it will have a system ID. You normally don't need to be concerned with that. Next we have assign to. This is the technician we're going to assign the call to. We've only got one technician, one employee in the database period, so we're going to select Smith. Now, is this a service call, a sales call, installation, warranty, miscellaneous? It's a service call, so we're going to select that for category. Start time and end time, that's already brought over from our service order screen, so that should be correct. If you'd like to make that an all-day event, you can click that right there, and it will block out the schedule for the whole day for that technician. But we'll leave it as is. And down here, we've got some of the call detail. Customer ID, name, job address, and the request, service order number, and the CSR's name. So everything looks good. We'll click Save and Close, and that will send it and save it to the calendar. And that's it. Now we can always view the calendar right here. Go to the proper day, which is the 24th, and we can see that call right here that we just put in. Hover over it, and we can see the detail. We have different views: week view, work week, and month. We can see the call, we can hover over it, see the details. We can double click it, open the appointment box. We can edit it, we can delete it, we can make it recur every week if we want, once a year, whatever the case may be. We have many other options here on the calendar. Many options, and we'll cover that in another video. For now, we're going to close the calendar, go back to our service order screen. And we're back on the service order screen. Now we're ready to save this, but before we can save it, it's going to give us a message: please enter a valid service order number. Now that is done right here. If you have the service order number, that's fine, you can enter it. If you don't, just enter a dummy number. It has to be unique or it'll give you an error message. So enter a number, click Save. Now our service order is finished for the time being. When the technician completes the job and turns in his paperwork, or if he has the program in the field with him, either way, once the job is complete, he's going to fill out this right-hand box. He's going to put the correct service order number in there in case you have entered a dummy number. And there's a box for completion code. Some companies do use completion codes. Maybe you enter a 10 for cash collected or a 20 for a warranty call. Or you can leave it blank if you like. Go right over here, date finished, the date he completed that. The technician that did the work. The status, this is important. It will be listed as pending until you fill out this right-hand box and complete it out. Now this is important because this determines how it shows up on reports. So it is complete. We'll select complete, and then we'll enter the equipment information from the call. Now you can enter up to 2 pieces of equipment per service order, a matched system, or 2 separate pieces, it doesn't matter. But if you have more then two pieces and one matched system, and you've worked on another system, you should create a different service order for another system. So basically this is laid out for one matched system or for one unit. If you have any more than that, create a separate service order for each separate system. Now down in the grid here is where we enter our parts and labor. We have various options as far as entering parts, labor, or importing flat rate pricing repairs from our flat rate pricing software, which is called V7 Flat Rate Advisor. So assuming this call was only a labor call, there were no parts used, we'll click the labor and we'll click the plus labor, which means add labor to the grid. And in the code box, this can be whatever you want it to be, however your company classifies this type of repair. I'm just going to call it labor level 1. Tighten drive belt, rate of 175 per hour. And this took the technician 1 hour, let's say. Now we're transposing this from the technician's actual invoice, or he could be entering it himself in the field if he has the program with him. And once you get that entered, you can either click Save to Service Order and add another item, or you can click Finish and go back to the service order. So we only got the one item, we're going to click Finished. And there it is, labor level 1, tighten drive belt, rate 175, 1 hour, total amount is 175. Coming down here to description of repairs, we can put a more detailed description of the repair, but I think tighten drive belt, checked system will be sufficient. And as you can see down here, we've got our totals. Total parts 0, total labor 175, order total, tax, payments the customer has made on this, if any, and the balance due 175. Now we'll get more into that later on in some of the preferences. We're going to go ahead and click Save. Now that's all in the system. Now let's say the customer has included the check. The technician has brought that check back into the shop. You've just entered all this data, and you want to input the check to the customer's account. So the balance due is 175, and you have a check for 175. We're going to go up here to View, Payments, and then Enter New Payment. Enter service order number, which is 2124457. Click OK. That brings up the customer's payment account. Now, they gave you a check. We're going to click Check. This would be a credit card over here, so we'll leave that blank. We're going to put the check number down there. If you wish, you can put a routing number and the date on the check. You can put the bank. This is all optional. You don't have to fill all these out. This would be credit card information over here, card number, CVC, expiration, authorization number. Make sure your payment amount is correct. They can make a partial payment. In this case, they made a full payment of $175 on this date. And then we'll click Save and Close. And if we look at the service order, their balance due is 0. So that is it for our service orders. Before we move on to proposals, just a side note, on all of these screens you'll see a print icon down here. Now, depending on which screen you're on, we're on service orders. You can print this service order simply by clicking the print icon right here. And there we go. You got all your information right there. To print it, you would go up here to the printer icon. If you'd like to export it, there's the export icon, and you can export it in many different formats. So So we will close that. You have a refresh button down here. Refreshes everything. It's good to do once in a while if you're on a network with many users to make sure you're seeing the current real-time data. The home button will take you back to your customer screen, or notes. And when you click the notes button, this will attach a permanent note to that customer's record. We happen to be on customer 2 of 3, which is Don Mitchell. Customer ID 6. Customer ID 6 right here. So you can enter your note in here. As always, click the green and white icon. Enter a subject. Come down to the body. Enter your note. And click Save. Now you can enter as many notes as you wish for this customer, and you'll see them all in the grid here. As always, you can delete a record in the grid by clicking the delete icon. Delete note. No, we're going to cancel because we're going to keep that note in there. So click Save and Exit. And we're going to move on to the proposal screen. Now, the proposal screen is pretty much identical to the service order screen, especially the left-hand side here. It is identical. We're going to create a new proposal in the same way we did with service orders. We're going to click the Add New Record button. Select a CSR. Select a location. And it autofills everything here for us. So we're going to begin with proposal request. The system has already selected that for us. Let's say the customer wants an estimate on a humidifier. Okay, once that's entered, we're going to come down here, check our residential and commercial, make sure that's set as we need it, and then we'll go down to the proposal and appointment date. We'll say that is the 26th. And we're going to give them a time frame of afternoon. Click PM. Done. Now we're going to send it to the schedule. As before, we're going to review our info. Everything is okay. We're going to click Save and Close. You must select a category from the drop-down list. So this is a sales call, a proposal. We'll click Sales, click Save and Close. Click Save down at the bottom right to save our actual proposal. And we are done for now. Now once the proposal is given and the salesman turns in his paperwork, or the salesman is in the field with this program and wants to enter it there, you would do the info in the right-hand box here. Proposal date. Now this is your appointment date, the 26th. Proposal date, perhaps the customer reschedules or the customer is late and has to do it another day. So this could be different than this. That's the only reason for having it twice. Let's say the customer didn't show up and we had to do this on the 27th, right there. Salesman. And then he's going to type out his proposal here. And this can be a long, drawn-out paragraph here. And he can specify his warranty down here also. And the day is valid. Let's say your company makes their proposals for 30 days. Customer has 30 days to accept or decline this proposal. The amount goes here. And we are done. Click Save. You may have noticed the Export Proposal button right there. You can export it to many formats. First of all, enter a name. And then select the format that you wish to export it in. Adobe Acrobat, Excel, Microsoft Word, RTF format. We will just choose Microsoft Word. Select your file location, such as desktop. Click Save. Export completed. Also, we'll print a copy of this proposal. As you see, the system generates a nice proposal for the customer, and it is formatted that it can be folded on the lines and put into a window envelope and mailed. It features your company name up here in the return address area, customer's name and address for the other window. You can have your company slogan or whatever you wish down here on the bottom. And this does not show through the window. Proposal number, any license numbers your company may have, state, city, the proposal date, job phone. Each proposal will have a unique system ID. And over here, we can have company logo, slogan, as well as our phone number. Now down below, we have our disclaimers, which can be edited from within the program. Place for the company signature and the customer's signatures, as well as the total. That's pretty much it. As always, it can be exported by clicking the icon at the top left, or print it from here, the printer icon. So we'll close that out. Make sure, I always click save again to make sure everything's been saved, and we are all done with that. Now let's assume the customer has accepted the proposal. We go back out to the property, get their signature, we do the job, collect the money. Now that's going to be entered as a service call, because on the proposal we don't have any means to enter any of that transaction. So I suggest that you treat an installation as a service order, entering the equipment you installed, the labor you performed, either using flat rate or time and materials, however you'd like to do it, in a short description here. We don't need a long drawn out description because you already have that on the proposal. And then the payment right down here. So proposal, do the job and collect the money on the service order. Next, we're going to go to the agreement screen. Same routine here. We're going to click the Add New, select CSR, location, and continue. I got everything filled. Very simple here. We're going to sell a service agreement to this specific customer. Service agreement is going to start on this date. It's going to end on this date. It's a commercial policy. We're going to click Add Equipment. We're going to enter the equipment right here that is covered. And after entering that info, you can put a note over here, or you can leave it blank. Click Save, and that will add it to the grid. So here we have a service policy created. We're going to click Print. We're going to see a nice service agreement. Similar to the proposals, you can fold it on the lines and put it in a window envelope and mail it right to the customer. Of course, features, terms, and description will be already entered in here according to what you've worked out with the customer, and as far as the price, that will be down here too. So I just left that blank for now for simplicity. So we'll close this. That is pretty much it for agreements. You can search all of your agreements right here. Put in a number and search. Agreement number, let's put this one in, 507-3339. Click search, and there we are. We only have one agreement in here right now. And that's it for agreements. We're going to go back to our main customer screen. So that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one. Again, this is Tim from V7 Software Development. See you next time.